If you're asking the questions that are leading in the right direction, eventually the client will go, when do we start? That's it. And they'll be pulling out their wallet going, okay, when do I start? Where do I sign? Because if you're asking the questions, it'll help them determine what they really want. And at some point they're going to, and you may give them a little part of education, of course, on the product or something like that. But that's part of the process. You ask the opening questions and you may have a couple solutions and then you say, well, is this more important or is that more important? And they go, no, this one. So you go over here. Well, what about this and this and this and this? Oh, I think that's more important. Okay, then we're over here. Okay, what about all that? Oh, I need to be over here. And before you know it, if you're asking the questions the right way, the client's going to go, okay, I'm ready already. Just take my money. Now imagine this. If you had a guaranteed way that you could, 3 different questions that you could ask people. You could walk up to anybody and you could see if they were a client potentially or not. And you could walk up and you could go, hi, my name's Rich. How you doing? I have 3 questions for you, Jeff. Would you mind if I just take a minute and ask you a couple of them? And you could go, right? Can you imagine how powerful that would be? That's part of your client process, right?
Can you write those? Yeah.
Every industry is different, but you know what? There's usually 3 different things that they're talking about. So let's write this one down. Not in your book, but it's in my personal one. They have an issue with time. There's always going to be something around time or the physicality of time. And so in your industry, it might look slightly different, but think about that. If there was a time issue with my clientele, what would that be? Never take time for myself. Right? Heather, by the time you realize that you don't have what you got. Margaret, every time I try, I take all and put all that energy into it, but I never seem to get anything done. Paul, it's too much trouble for me to try and switch over from the big ones. Furnace, by the time they realize you need you to come in and check that furnace out, it's too late. Time. You see? Time. Control. No, control. I love control. I just did the whole room. So there's something about control that we all love. And when people lose control, it's a prime opportunity for you to walk in as a vendor or as a service provider and have them come in contact with that. So whether you're providing service in the sense of a phone system, or whether you're turning around doing something in the healthcare industry, or whether you're providing service and product like Austin way back there, or Tim in the sense of what's going on here, there's a control issue that they want to maintain control with. And so control is always going to show up. So we got time, we got control, and economics usually. There's something to do with economics occasionally that pops up. And so it might be for Paul and his service, I'm getting sick and tired, of paying Bell. Well, that brings number 4 up for me. That's number the service, right? Sick and tired of paying Bell, right? Economics. So economics will show up in your industry there, Karen. Economics, right? Shows up all the time. Pricing shows up all the time, right? For our webmaster here, I'm going to call you the web guy. Master Web. Spider Web guy. It's more about the fact that they're spending money and they don't know what they're getting. So that's a control issue and that's money issue. Service, I want service. Why do we want service? Because we want to feel important and we want to build that rapport and we want to be able to say that I got the service back from whatever we're doing, right? So Dan provides service. He's got bins, but he provides the service. He takes the stuff to make sure that he doesn't rep up their front lawn and all that kind of stuff when he drops the bin or on their driveway. He does all those special things. Service is important. So you've got really 4 different areas that you can actually have a question that's going to get their attention. You can qualify your client in some way, some aspect, to help them figure out whether they're your client or not. They got to be curious questions. Have you ever noticed this and found this? Have you ever found yourself in a position like this? Whether you're helping them in a service or you're helping them in a product, your product provides something tangibly that they can get out of it, and there's also the emotional part of that as well. So if we just leave it to the product itself, it's not enough. It's the emotional gain that they get from that.